Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Corn, 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 corn. What's that smell? Corn, 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 Iowa City. Corn, corn,
4 seconds.
corn, corn, corn. Look, a tree. Corn, corn, corn.
Welcome, everyone, to the virtual Iowa Motor Speedway. I'm Alexander Nedd here, joined in the booth by Dave and Zach. We are so glad you could join us for tonight's premiere JoinAPS.com Cup Series event. Zach, who are you keeping an eye on for tonight, and what are you keeping an eye on?
Well, definitely the what and the who as we look at the point standings here. Ethan Burrell, who we'll see here in a second, starting on the pole tonight. He comes in with that win that has him locked in moving forward here in this round of 9. So it's everybody else trying to join him in that final 4 at Charlotte, but that second name you see on the list, Scott Crump, he's not here tonight. Opportunity for a lot of these guys to work their way up the leaderboard going into Homestead in 2 weeks.
Yes, that's a big storyline that Scott Crump got. He is serving a 1-week penalty for contact with Chad Frankenfield throughout other series, so not necessarily in this series, but enough to definitely put him behind. Dave, I'll let you, as always, do the honors with our pole setter and the rest of the race lineup.
All right, Alex, as Zach said, Ethan Burrell is on the pole, followed by Tyler Fody, Justin Fortner, Chris Wright, Chad Frankenfield, R.C. Enerson back joining us, Matthew Weeks, Wyatt Knadel, Trey Holmes, Justin Wadsworth, Jonathan Cutlip, Harold Campbell, round out the top 12. Ethan Stanley, Jordan Owens, Seth Rawls, Michael Hossack, Justin Vandermarl, Andrew Rucker, Brandon Key, Johnny Thomas, Michael Goodman, Jesse Racimus, Brent Jones, Ryan Schold are the next 12. Braxton DeWeese, Joshua Clark, Casey Hatch, Justin Durer, Ryan Gavel, Tynan Jones, Robert Hill, Dylan Thomas, Josh Personette, Kyle Hanshaw, and Rory Collins round out the field. Our field for tonight, gentlemen.
35 cars tonight, and the pace lights are already off. One driver, our pole setter, has already secured his spot in the championship 4. Who will be next to join him? Pace car, they'll do another lap. Sorry, I saw the pace lights were out. Well, this gives us time to go over the race format. 200 laps, no stages, and 6 set of tires. A halfway point will be given out to the driver who leads lap 100.
And there's no telling how important that point could be. Again, whittling the field down from 9 to 4 in this round of the playoffs. So we'll see who is leading at the halfway mark.
Yep, and no matter what, one driver we know will make it based on points. All right, pace car is in, and they're in the Geico restart zone. The second race of the round of 9 is underway. Green flag is out. Ethan Burrell leads them down into turn 1.
Justin Fortner's going to try and get the run here off turn 2. Good qualifying effort for that number 26 car, and he's up there battling with Tyler Cody for second.
see, Chad Frankenfield also had a good run with our defending champion, Matthew Weeks, just behind him. Still a side-by-side battle, pretty much third place on that.
Chad, the first guy of these front runners to really go all the way to the top here. He was above that second white line there through 3 and 4. That's one of the calling cards of Iowa in the real world, of course, kind of that progressive banking, multi-groove racetrack, and we'll see how much of that we see tonight. But so far, plenty of side-by-side action in the early laps.
Yes, as they continue to race side by side. Chad, as you had mentioned, really the first driver to venture up to the top lane.
Caution, we got a caution.
Caution is out, though, for the first time tonight. Let's see what happened here. Who is that? Third in
Throw it to
car.
Dylan
the
Thomas.
Mark Rebelus replay machine.
Take a look and see what happened here. Oh, Casey Hatch, maybe. Oh, no, he
Dylan
just
Thomas
got
there, 30.
Yeah,
on
it
the
looks like
brakes a little too hard there. He saw the 14 get out of shape in front of him, though.
yeah. One thing I do want to look at, I know there was a lot of chatter on the radio. We might, yep, you're looking at it. I think we're going to see something fun with the 5 car here as the caution was coming out. Lots of people were giving Jonathan Cutlip an attaboy for a good save. We'll see. We'll be the judges of that. We'll see how good this save is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is, I mean, talk about luck when the caution flag comes out.
Yeah, you'll probably be able to see the yellow lights here along the catch fencing. It wasn't out there, wasn't out there. Well, it might have been. I can't actually tell. It's not blinking, so it may have actually switched over there. That's one thing we saw a lot in practice with this particular car here tonight is, especially early on in a run, it seems to get really light and really loose on corner entry, and it seems to be at least partially what happened there with Jonathan Cutlip. There may have been some checking up there for the cautions. There you could kind of see the yellow lights flashing, so at that point, maybe not at corner entry, but certainly as he was getting loose, the caution was coming out. He probably knew that, may have heard the caution was on the way out.
And you can damage your car, well, anytime, but even when the caution comes out, that's a big story here in iRacing.
So one thing that'll be kind of interesting to watch, I think, in this one, as I mentioned, the cars have been a little free early in a run. I think even as you get the handle of the car, it's going to be really easy to burn the tires off. That's sometimes been an issue at Iowa over the years in this car. I think kind of like we saw last week at Dover, it's got to be really important to be able to manage that tire situation over the course of a run. We'll see if that is indeed the case again tonight, but typically that has been a common theme with this next-gen car at Iowa.
Under caution here for the first time tonight. Why don't we take this opportunity to pay some bills there, Dave?
All right.
getting set. Excuse me. Getting set for the restart here. Ethan Burrell and Tyler Foley lead them down through the Geico restart zone. We're back under green here at
Ethan Burrell getting a pretty good jump on that restart.
That was a stellar restart by the 37 car.
Got Tyler Fody on the outside, Chad Frankenfield on the inside in this battle for second.
Tyler Foley gonna lose a spot. Chad Frankenfield inherits the second position there.
You know, I mentioned last week over how important tires were. We kind of saw Chad Frankenfield maybe be a little too aggressive with the tires over the course of that race and how that affected his strategy over the course of the evening. One thing I noticed in practice, he made a couple of really long runs. Definitely seemed to at least take it to heart a little bit that maybe he needed to manage that a little bit better this week. He definitely put some time into it during the practice session. We'll see if indeed that pays off or if the old adrenaline cuts off circulation to the brain again. It's hard, man. You get out there, you want to race, you want to go fast, you want to pass the cars. Oh my God!
Caution again.
Caution is out.
Back.
Seemed to
Kyle
be
Hanshaw in the 46.
Kyle Hanshaw, some extremely hard damage to the front end of that car.
And there is, hopefully this is not another incident with Dylan Thomas. We see he is at least in the vicinity of this. Oh, no, Kyle's going to get loose and it's going to nose into the wall.
That'll be a tally on the 46. As
Right.
we're already under our second caution flag of the night.
He might have bigger problems at tally. It was a pretty good shot to the nose of that number 46.
Yeah, it's not even on the car anymore.
He has not brought it to pit road, though. Which, I don't know, maybe pits are opening this time. We'll see if he... Yep, he did come down pit road this time, so there you go.
I was gonna say, can you tell if he has the dreaded meatball flag?
He does not have the meatball, which kind of surprises me for a nose-on shot like that, but certainly we'll see how much that did hurt the car, see what kind of speed he has when he gets back on track.
Right now we currently have, out of the 35 cars, only 33 on the lead lap. Michael Hossack and Joshua Personet is showing out of the race.
Well, no, Hossack just went by our little speed shot there on the backstretch. He was getting the free pass, so he's still out there.
Oh,
But he just got one of his laps back.
wonder how he got behind so early. Okay. Well, no need to be talking for no reason. We'll be right back for the restart. We're under the second caution of the Iowa Corn 200 here for ERN.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here on Elite Racing Network, here at the virtual Iowa Speedway for the Iowa Corn 200. Dave just messed with me real good. I was going to see if... it looks like we're doubling up here. Yes, lights are out on the pace car, so one more lap till we go back green racing here. Cut away from the pace car right as he was crossing the start-finish line. What a jerk. Love you, Dave.
I have to rely on you guys to tell me when we're going back green, because when I got when the spots are up playing, I can't see iRacing.
Well, yeah, I was like, oh, we're back in time. I'll be able to see it. Nope, did not see it. Anyway, front row for this restart: Ethan Burrell, Chad Frankenfield, Tyler Fody, Chris Wright will make up the second row. You're gonna have Justin Fortner and Matthew Weeks on row.
I think Ethan Burrell has led the most laps. From the last lap but over to the first laps here, he's trying to clean house.
Leaders rolling through the restart zone now. Oh, a little bit of a checkup here.
Green flag back out, but yes, that was a little bit. Looks like they get it sorted. Ethan Burrell back to another stellar restart.
Chad Frankenfield holding on to that second spot on the restart. Tyler Fody in third, Chris Wright fourth. Oh, contact there. Justin Fortner sideways.
Oh, he gets hit by
into the
RC.
wall. That'll bring out our third caution flag of the night. He went around after, I believe, contact with RC Anderson.
Get the replay up here from the Mark Revelos replay machine. So that's Trey. Oh, Trey
Oh,
Holmes.
I'm sorry, Trey Holmes. Yeah.
And that gets him up into the 26. And now here's
He
where the
tries to,
contact. Yeah. Right.
save it. Yep. Just was not meant to be. So RC Anderson did have contact, but it wasn't the reason why the 88 of Trey Holmes got into the side of.
Kelly issued to the 88. So you see what it looked like on board for RC Anderson.
How much of that does that really hurt your car?
We'll find out. As far as the stock cars on iRacing go, the next gen tends to be probably the most forgiving as far as that kind of thing goes. But at the same time, it can be surprising how much a hit directly on a corner like that, whether it gets into the tire itself or even just affects the aero, can adjust maybe not so much your speed, but definitely your handling. And from what we've seen tonight, that could be, that could be really important for RC. So we'll see. Hopefully he'll get a chance to get some of that fixed and it won't be so bad, but we'll see how that plays out as they get back on track. As we see, I believe that was Michael Hossack getting another
lap back. He's gonna be back on the.
Or actually, that might have been Kyle Hanshaw. I believe that was Kyle Hanshaw. Yes, it was. Kyle Hanshaw getting the free pass.
3/4 of a car.
Michael Hossack. I did look back through the commercial. The reason he lost 3 laps, he lost connection. So
that'll do it.
That will do it. In the time it took him to get back into the lobby, it cost him 3 laps, but he's out here hoping to make that time back and plenty of time left in this race. A little more
Yeah.
or a little less than 180 laps.
We should call that ignition issues for the sake of realism.
He'll be the way this race is going, our third caution in only 20 laps. He'll be back on the lead lap in no time.
I heard in the driver chat before the race they set the over/under at 8.
Yeah, I was talking with Dave before the race, and I thought last week was going to be a bit of a wreck fest with the way the drivers were talking about the setup. So this week, we heard a lot of the same commentary, and I was like, I don't know, I think they'll figure it out, but we're already 3 cautions in pretty early, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I can do some sponsor reads while we're going around here. This is the joinaps.com Cup Series. APS offers a complete solution for all types of businesses that need to process credit card related transactions. Their industry specific solutions provide the best options for your business model. They have experienced client service representatives who understand what your processing needs are. Our premier partners for the Elite Racing Network are TA Services. For over 36 years, TA Services has been a trusted domestic and international full-service third-party logistics provider offering freight brokerage, managed transportation, warehousing and fulfillment, and cross-border logistics services to shippers around the globe. TA Services moves what matters to you. Let the TA Services team make ship happen for you. Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg is the marketing department for small businesses. We help businesses punch above their weight class. Small business owners, Blue Egg is your biggest fan. And finally, Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, close to the Gateway Arch. It features a 1.25-mile oval that hosts NASCAR Truck Series races and an open wheel series race. They also have a 2-mile infield road course used by Speed Tour Trans Am SCCA, Porsche Club of America. They have a 1/4-mile drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Midwest Nationals event, and the Kartplex, which is a state-of-the-art karting facility.
All right, we're getting set for our third restart of the night, third early restart of the night. Ethan Burrell back on the loud pedal. Can Chad Frankenfield keep up? Green flag back out at Iowa.
Top 3 able to kind of break away there. Chris Wright up to 4th. Matthew Weiss on the bottom in that number 11 in the 5th car. Ethan Stanley's going to try to pull alongside him in the blue and white 92. Ethan Stanley trying to get into the top 5 here. You can see in the ticker with the color coding so many of these playoff guys in the top 10 right now.
Yep, at least 7 of them right now, currently.
So a lot of those guys racing each other right now as we see Chris Wright, Tyler Cody squaring up for the 3rd spot. Ethan Stanley's got to try and get that 2nd lane working again alongside Chris Wright.
In fact, the only driver not in our playoff 9 contingent besides Scott Crump is Ryan Gavel in that 01 car. Trying to make his way up through the pack though.
Yep, he's in the 17th spot after qualifying 29th. So definitely making some ground up, but a little more work left to do for Ryan. Of course, he had his incident at Dover as well, so taking a little bit of a hole in this stage of the playoffs.
Hoping to have a better night than what we saw at Dover, where he did have a wreck.
Looking now at Chris Wright in that 42 car.
Matthew Weeks currently solidly inside the championship 4. Trying not to relinquish that lead.
Trey Holmes, we saw.
And Justin Wadsworth, who has been pleasantly a surprise in that 6 car.
And here's Braxton DeWeese trying to work his way into the top 10. He had qualified in the 25th spot. He's already up to 11th and trying to get that 10th spot away from Justin Wadsworth in the 6th car, running the bottom right now. Looks like he hasn't quite been able to get that run off the bottom, but definitely plenty of speed in that 13 to make his way up to the 11th spot to this point. Now he's a little bit boxed in with Trey Holmes also on the bottom.
Trying to give the bumper to the 88 to get him going.
And that's allowed Ryan Scholl to join the party in that 4 car.
Oh, here comes the 13, 3 wide into turn 3. Oh, Ryan sold a big bobble. He has to gather it up. He's out of the gas. He does so without losing the race car. He had a big moment in turn 3.
And we've definitely seen how hard it is to save one of these cars after it gets loose tonight. So pretty good job by Ryan Scholl to keep that out of the wall. Obviously lost a few spots, but he's still in the race and we're still under green. So, oh, huge hit. I don't know if it's gonna. Okay, that was. We had an Alt F4 moment, but Dylan Thomas went head on into the wall.
Oh,
ooh, Robert Hill also
with an off-track excursion.
And he's showing us disconnected as well, so he might have done the same, not sure. Looks like he at least brought his car to a stop there before exiting.
Michael Goodman here. Oh, whoa.
So he spun off the track. He's out of harm's way there. I think that was just a regular tow. Yes, it was, because I did not see that he had and we have a caution. So we'll have to figure out what brought out the caution here.
There's one car through the grass here. There's just a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, definitely a lot. We were trying to unpack and all of that, but obviously the racing continued on under the green flag. And let's see, there's Rory Collins. Oh, so there's Andrew Rucker sideways. So we'll have to start there and figure out what happened.
12 car. Oh, no.
Yeah, so that's Jordan Owens that gets off into the grass.
Let's see if there was contact, perhaps the 25.
No. I mean, well,
I hope he got a little help.
A little help, but he was definitely out of shape.
64 was already out of shape, yeah. I'm surprised that triggered a yellow.
That's what I was wondering. No. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm surprised iRacing threw the yellow for that because he's on the apron. Jordan Owens is in the grass, but indeed, it did bring out the caution. Tally issue to Andrew Rucker.
Andrew Rucker, yeah.
So who was it had the Alt F4 moment?
That would have been the 30 of Dylan Thomas that I saw.
You see the field going down pit road here.
I was about to say, you might have to speed it up a bit because I'm pretty sure it happened in 3 and 4, and he's coming out 2 now at this particular point of the replay.
Yeah, he did it so quick it didn't even tag in the system.
Right, and apparently it wasn't even this lap. So.
I wonder what happened. Keep in mind, he already had a tally for an earlier issue that brought out our first yellow flag.
That's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, as soon as it snapped to the right.
He probably did that because he knew he was going to get a second tally.
True, but when you do that, it doesn't cause the caution, and then it really impacts the race.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Especially, I mean, like you say, the outcome was going to be the same either way. It was going to be a second tally. He clearly broke the right front. He was going to have problems anyway. But yeah, it's just it's kind of sketchy to do stuff like that. But anyway, Jordan Owens, despite being one of the cars we saw take the detour there,
Going
looks
to
like
stay out here.
he stayed out along with Dustin Dewar and Josh Clark here.
Keep in mind, these guys have 6 set of tires. What's the fuel window? Do either of you guys know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of 125 laps, but I don't.
Okay.
We'll see. I say we'll see. I don't think we'll see. I don't think we're gonna run into that problem with the rate of races going so far, but
Hey, we'll see.
we'll see if we see.
That's a lot of C's. Is that for corn? Are you using a lot of C's for the corn?
No, C's are usually very far away from corn.
True. Very true.
I must admit, I have no idea what that meant.
The more I can confuse everyone watching, the happier I am.
Okay.
I think he's alluding
Well-
to the fact that the cornfields are located in the Midwest, which are very far away from seas, and there aren't very many
Okay.
cornfields near the ocean.
That is what I was going for. Yes, thank you, Dave.
I'm sorry, I did not get that.
It's funny because homonyms.
Did you say homily? That's corn.
No, homonyms.
Or hominy? Hominy?
We need this race to go back green.
Gonna be a long one.
Well, we have a new leader. The 12 car with the 32 underneath him. Ethan Brill, our pole setter, gonna start on the outside in row 3. Green flag back out. We've cleaned up our 4th caution of the race.
Josh Clark jumping to the inside of Dustin Dewar there. He's got to try to lead the charge of these guys who did pit under that caution. Chad
We're
Frankenfield
gonna
going.
see how much new tires really means currently.
Almost a 3 wide there with Ethan and Gable and
Oh, we're almost 4 wide
almost
there.
4.
Chad Frankenfield in the middle.
Chad wide.
We know he's not afraid to mix it up.
Oh, a little bobble there from Justin
Fortner.
Oh,
And he gets through it, but man, the rest of the field had to let him get through it. Chad Frankenfield, the highest of the cars that did pit.
and he's got to try to get around Josh Clark here. Oh, up the hill for Clark. Here comes Ethan Stanley shooting the gap in the middle.
3 wide once again.
Oh, Dewar Dustin's around.
Dustin Dewar. And Gerald Campbell goes around on the front stretch.
No caution?
No caution?
This will trigger a yellow.
Wow.
They spun off the racing surface, so we're still green.
All right, then. Well, Tyler, somehow in all of that, Tyler Fode's your leader. Chad Frankenfield second, Ethan Burrell third.
Maybe we can go back real quick.
The have to find a landmark to go back to.
I was about to say, I don't know. Mighty bold, but we'll see what happens. All right, so this is...
The 32 was the first car sideways and
There we go.
into the wall.
right in front of Gerald Campbell and
And
Matthew
then
Weeks.
he gets sideways. We do have a caution. That's
Then we finally have a yellow flag. What to cause this one though? Let's see. Braxton DeWeese, maybe.
That's
So,
what I think that's what I saw. We'll see on the replay here. So he's running the bottom here out of turn 4. RC Enerson is out of shape. He might get then Braxton bobbles, and then he's gonna slide up the hill in front of Andrew Rucker, and that kind of finishes him off there. Avoids. And I get iRacing's controlling this. I'm not yelling at anybody when I say this. It's not in the purview of race control to decide when or a caution does or does not come out. But how that is a caution, but Trey Holmes or Gerald Campbell being sideways across the racetrack, I don't really know. I don't understand what the algorithm is doing right now. The math is not mathing, as the kids say. Nevertheless, it did bring out the caution, so here we are.
Good news for the 31 car, who was a victim of that Dustin Dewar hit.
Tally issued to the 13 for the incident that brought out the caution. Race control ruled this one, the one that didn't bring out a caution, a racing incident. It didn't bring out a caution, but they did review it to make sure, because even though without the caution, there could have been, if they deemed that significant damage had been caused due to the negligence of one of the competitors, but they ultimately ruled it a racing incident. There you go. So now that I think we've unpacked all of that chaotic little stretch, there you see Dustin Dewar heading down pit road. Tyler Fody is still out front. Let me take a quick look at the scoring screen here. It does look like pretty much everybody up front, or that is up front now.
Lap 36 all the way to 21st.
Yeah, Josh Clark and Jordan Owens did pit there, along with Wyatt Canadle. Justin Fortner, a little bit of a surprise to see him pit. He had pitted in that group with the lap.
Keep in mind, though, Justin Fortner had already been in a wreck. So maybe he's just trying to get his car back in order.
Yeah, he did get some damage repaired, it looks like. Of course, Dustin Dewar, we saw on pit road. Trey Holmes probably got a little bit more damage and might have still been nursing some from the previous incident.
Under caution here for the fifth time. It's been a busy night.
Yeah, 5 cautions in the first 50 laps here. Still pacing. Top 7, as you can see in the ticker, playoff drivers.
We'll be back for the restart here on ERN. You're watching the Iowa Corn 250 here at Iowa Speed.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back for the restart here. Tyler Fody and Chad Frankenfield lead them back to green.
Ethan Stanley alongside Chad Frankenfield for that
Side
second
by
spot.
side for second place. Chad Frankenfield under the 92, Ethan Stanley.
Got car in the grass on the front stretch.
I think that was Ryan Scholl. Yep.
Yep. Staying green here.
Oh, Chad's loose.
Chad gets loose out of turn 2.
Saved it.
Gathers it up, but he'll lose a couple of spots. Way more to outside of the top 10. Take a look and see what happened to him out of turn 2.
Just got loose, it looks like.
Yes. Just a little bit too much wheel.
So now he's in the 11th spot as we go back to the leaders. Live action.
Lake Norman cars are leading the way. Tyler Fody and Ethan Stanley, their teammate Scott Crump, not in the race.
That's why I went back and showed that. I thought it might make Scott's night to watch that.
No further comment, Your Honor. I am playing nice.
As the great Gerald Campbell has taught me, mentored me. Stir the pot, Dave. Stir the pot.
Ethan Brelliger, pole setter, in the lead, or trying to get around these Lake Norman cars to retake the lead.
Yeah, these three have opened up a little bit more than a second gap on Chris
Wright and Matthew Weeks in a distant 4th and 5th, about a second behind this battle. Dave, do you know what our longest green flag run of the night has been?
Oh, let's see. Well, we had a caution at...
Can anyone hear me?
Can you hear us? We can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, okay. All right.
Just wanted to make sure I'm still on.
Zach, can you hear me? Alex, can you hear me?
I can hear Dave. I can hear Alex.
I don't know that Alex can hear us.
Well, I'll just keep commentating until
well, that explains a lot.
somebody tells me I'm not.
Maybe we'll fix that under the next caution here.
That would you don't think we'll get caution soon, do you?
I think so. Well, he's asking me about the green flag stop, or longest
We
green
got
flag
another one
run.
in the grass here. It looks like
Fully jetting up to
Fortner, Justin Fortner.
about a 0.3 of a second lead in front of his teammate. You see the 26 with an off-course excursion. The all-seeing eye sees all. That dreaded turn 4.
basically the same thing just happened to Jesse Racimus also. Still no caution.
Oh,
Yep, that is a separate incident, separate lap. Do not adjust your television set.
Marbles on the track.
Definitely a lot of guys fighting loose off turn 4.
See the 70 go around right there. "27 cars on the lead lap."
Kyle Hanshaw will pull out of the way
You
of the
see
leader.
about a 3-car breakaway at the front of the field. All right, while you're watching the 40 car, I just want to make sure I'm not having mic issues, so
Your mic is working fine, Alex.
You're watching the Iowa Corn 200 on ERN.
All right, Zach, we're still here. I muted Alex.
All right. If you
He'll
want,
eventually
message
hear
him.
us. Yeah, I messaged him outside, so.
Okay, perfect. So, leading the way, Tyler Fody, Ethan Stanley. Oh, we've got another one sideways. No caution, it looks like.
Rucker?
Brandon Key, I believe, is the car I'm looking at. Yes. That was off of turn 2, which is a little bit different than what we've been seeing tonight. We'll see if we can get that pulled up here on the replay. Yeah, it starts in turn 1, and he kind of has to.
Oh, we got a little bump from Trey
A
Holmes.
little bit of help from Trey Holmes doing his best to try and miss it, but that was pretty spectacular there from Brandon Key. Again, no caution, so we are still green here at Iowa. There you see the leader, Tyler Fody. Ethan Burrell up to second. Ethan Stanley in third. Definitely the longest green flag run of the night we've had so far, getting the field strung out a little bit. I can hear you. Can you hear us? All right.
Who were you talking to? Battle back here with Justin Wadsworth and Chad Frankenfield for the 8th and 9th position.
Dave,
Yes, Zach.
unmute Alex, I think.
Okay. Alex, can you hear us now?
Yes, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can. Welcome back.
Now the audience should be able to hear.
Yay!
Babe, they can hear me. I turned down the volume by accident, guys. Sorry.
Ah, that'll do it. That'll do it every single time.
We were trying to figure out why Zach was like mid-sentence and you just like cut him off. I was like, wow, that's bold.
It's cold. It was getting really chilly in here, man.
I would never, Zach. I am so sorry.
All good.
All right, guys, we're about 25 laps away from halfway. Do we start setting up for pit strategy here?
Man, especially after what we saw at Dover, I feel like the strategy has to be go as far as either your tires or fuel will allow and hope.
Ethan Burrell taking a look to the inside. Tyler Fody hard on the gas, back on the outside. This is a battle for the lead here.
so tight there. Ethan trying to get as much room up the hill as he can get to try and get a run off the corner, but naturally, Cody's got to try and keep him pinned down here as well.
They're running up on some lap traffic that could play a factor.
Michael Goodman got to go a lap down there. Or another lap down, as it were. Obviously, he's been fighting some issues tonight. Dustin Dewar next in line. Poor Michael Hossack, he kind of gotten into a position where he was going to be able to get back on the lead lap with the wave around, or the free pass rather. But now that the leaders are getting into this lap traffic, it's got to be more of the same for him, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Now we have another spin off turn 4. Oh, he's barrel. Wyatt Canadle just barrel, and now
Michael Hossack, as we were riding on board, or as you were talking about another spin, Zach Monkey do.
Let's go back and see what happened to Wyatt Canadle here.
Yeah, Wyatt Canadle did a barrel roll on the front stretch. This is one of the updates recently here on iRacing, kind of gave a little bit more friction to that grass, and one byproduct of that has been, well, exactly that. Fortunately, Wyatt Canadle the victim there.
Whoa, Racine, it's up high.
This is, oh, Ethan Stanley is just hating everything he's seeing in front of him right now. Brandon Key's out of shape. Jesse Racimus is out of shape. Dustin Dewar, trying to, mind his P's and Q's, getting by these guys.
Yeah, all of this is happening in front of the leaders.
Well, 2 of them got by, and they're setting sail away from it now.
Yeah, and Ethan's just kind of trapped at the moment, looking for a way by. Now I think maybe right here, if he can clear Jesse, he might be able to figure out a way around Dustin with just one car to worry about.
Hold it together there, Dusty.
And see, of course, those guys, yes, they are getting lapped. Yes, they are now a lap down, but all those guys are battling for position as Racimus goes way up. And now Brandon Key's sideways.
Brandon Key is sideways in turn 2.
He's backing up on the track.
Oh, boy. Wyatt Canadle was coming out that road.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as close as it looked from that camera angle, but it definitely had me nervous because, Wyatt would have been in pretty much full song coming off of pit road there.
Saw Braxton Deweese get a little loose out at turn 3. Man, so much happening. But Tyler Fody in front of that 37 car, trying to become the second driver to punch his name for that championship 4.
Looking through the field, I don't see any really close battles anymore. Philip maybe trying to make a move on Matthew Weeks.
So this is for the 4th position. Jonathan Cutlip in that 5 car, Matthew Weeks in the 11. Jonathan Cutlip trying to get to the inside of Matthew Weeks, and got a pretty good run through 3 and 4 there. He's got to get pretty much all the way alongside Matthew Weeks here as they cross the line to start lap 86. Throw it in there into turn 1, clear Matthew Weeks, and that's the 4th spot.
The battle for 6 and 7.
So 6th place, the 42 of Chris Wright. 7th place, Ryan Gable, 01, we mentioned earlier in the night. Not the qualifying effort Ryan Gable would have been hoping for. He's driven his way up to the 7th
Oh, then he
spot.
spins.
Oh no!
We jinxed him.
We did. Now he's pointed the wrong way, literally. He had gained 22 spots. I was looking over at timing and scoring to see what the number was, and now it's a lot smaller. It's about to be 0.
This
down
is
to 9.
definitely not what the 01 needed. Coming in here in
Something
a
just triggered a caution.
caution is out.
So I'm wondering.
Don't know if
All right, let's see. Maybe the 27
Brandon
mark.
Key.
Oh, so that
that
one
caused the
got
caution.
moved. Yeah, when it backed up the hill ever so slightly. That's what brought out the caution for that one.
And that will most likely be a tally on the 27 car.
The good news for everybody who had managed to survive that green flag run, here they
New
come to
tires
pit
for
road.
everybody.
New tires for everybody. in
And
the
this
27
most
run.
likely, although we don't know, will put them in their final fuel window.
Oh, I feel pretty confident in saying 110 laps should be doable on fuel.
However, what do the tires say?
Well, that's certainly, especially if as much as we've seen these guys slipping and sliding, I guarantee you that's been hard on the tires.
And that was what, a 54 lap run?
You're gonna make me do math, but I believe that's right. They would pit it around lap 36. That would put it right around the 53, 54 lap mark when the caution came out. Obviously, not all those were green flag laps, but
I believe that was our longest green flag run of the night.
Tyler Fody, first car off pit road. See Kyle Hanshaw there in front of the leader, so he'll get the wave around there as we're taking a look through the field. Ethan Burrell in second, Ethan Stanley in third, Ethan and Ethan. Jonathan Cutlip
Having a good run in fourth.
Here's Matthew Weeks in the 5th spot. Chris Wright, 6th place. First of our non-playoff guys here, Justin Wadsworth in 7th. R.C. Enerson, first time we've seen him in a while here in the Cup Series. He's in 8th. Chad Frankenfield in 9th. Johnny Thomas running in the 10th spot. Jordan Owens currently in 11th. His teammate Justin Vandemarle just behind him in 12th. Seth Rawls 13th. Josh Clark running in the 14th spot. Gerald Campbell for Mountain Ken Motorsports in 15th. Brent Jones 16th. Ryan Gable down to 17th after that spin right before the caution came out. Ryan Schold 18th. 19th place, Trey Holmes. 20th, Kynan Jones, no relation. There's Braxton DeWeese coming to pit road here. He was in the 21st spot. Dustin Dewar in 22nd. Casey Hatch, 23rd, who I believe is our last car on the lead lap. And there's Jesse Racimas in the 24th position. 25th, Michael Hossack. 26th, Brandon Key. 27th is going to be Wyatt Canado, back on track after his little rollover on the front stretch. Michael Goodman, 28th. Rory Collins running in the 29th spot. And Kyle Hanshaw, free from the shackles of the pace car, taking the wave around to make up one of his laps.
And I believe he's the last car we have running.
That looks right. So there you have it. Our 30 cars on track at the moment here in the Iowa Corn 200.
We went all the way through the field. Through the cornfield. Ha ha ha. See what I did there?
Oh, boo.
Running through the cornfield.
Boo.
The Iowa 200 cornfield. You corny.
Well, guys, we're about 7 laps away from halfway, and someone's going to get that all Prestige halfway point. Might come in handy.
Tyler Cody getting the jump. Ethan Stanley second. Ethan Burrell third. Jonathan Cutlip gonna clear Matthew Weeks. He is.
In that outside lane, and Chris Wright gonna try and follow him.
Matthew Weeks is able to get up in front of Chris Wright. So he'll hold on to the 5th spot for now. A little further back, R.C. Enerson trying to get alongside Chris Wright here. That's going to be a battle for the 6th position. Just behind them, Chad Frankenfield into 15, Justin Wadsworth in the 6th. So this is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, side by side on your screen. A little bit of a bobble there from R.C. Enerson, but keeps it rolling. RC really drove it deep into turn 1 there, trying to work that outside line. It's about a half car length advantage there out of turn 2. We'll see if he's able to clear Chris right off of 4. Indeed he does, and that's going to open the door. Chad Frankenfield's got to try and get alongside Chris right here. Chris, or rather Chad, with a really good run off turn 2. He's got to pick up the 7th spot there. And now they're
Matthew Weeks got a little out of shape.
Contact.
R.C. Anderson and Chad Frankenfield with contact there. Chad going to get the better of it and go to the outside as Matthew Weeks tries to gather up some spots that he's lost.
Up to 4th now, or 5th, excuse me, it's around Matthew Weeks. Tyler Fody still leading the way at the start of lap 100. Next time by, we'll see if he can hold on for that playoff point. Right now about 3/4 of a second advantage over his teammate Ethan Stanley. So looking pretty good for Tyler Fody for that point. Indeed, he will hang on to the lead here as we cross the halfway mark.
Oh, that was lap 100, so we're past halfway, and Tyler Fody will get that point.
Looking now at Gerald Campbell alongside Jesse Racibas. Now Racibas is not in that battle for position, but Gerald Campbell is trying to get in touch with Jordan Owens in the 12 car there. That is the battle for 12th between those two cars. Jesse Racibas right now the first car lap down. So
Al Anshaw with an issue. Let's see what happened to him real quick. Hey, he found the front of his car again.
Oh no, don't. Okay, he missed pit
Oh.
wall. Say. He decided to tow nonetheless. Josh Clark thanking everyone for not running into him, so I guess he had an issue. I did not see it.
See the 12 and the 70, who have both had their fair share of spins tonight, I believe. There's Ethan Stanley trying to get the best out of his teammate there.
Ethan has closed the gap a little bit over these past few laps. Still not quite in position to really challenge for the lead, but definitely reeling him in little by little. A little further back, it looks like Chad Frankenfield has caught Jonathan Cutlett for that fourth spot.
Shout out to Ray Bracey, who's here watching and in the chat. Said he's here for the corn joke, so we'll do what we can.
Don't encourage Ray.
Well, see, I could have just said, "Oh shucks," you know. That's what we got to do. You forced me to play that. I didn't want to, but I did.
Looks like Chad Frankenfield. Yeah, he's got to clear Jonathan Cutlett here and get that fourth spot.
Chad making his way through the field. He's had a good car all night.
Yeah,
Had it step out that one time, that one lap, but other than that, it's been a pretty good race.
Now we're looking at Ryan Gable back up to the 13th spot. An up and down night to say the least for the driver of the 01 car. Trying to get back on the upswing. Here we're looking at, so this is Gerald Campbell in the 31, Johnny Thomas in the 91. Johnny is in 10th at the moment, so Gerald Campbell's trying to get into the top 10. Seth Rawls is in the mix there as well. But so Seth Rawls is
Oh.
Uh-oh. What just
Did we
happened?
lose?
We lost somebody.
Who blinked out? Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna pop up on my screen here shortly. Did they come back? Or did we lose someone? There's Gerald, there's Jesse, there's Seth.
Count your cars.
Johnny's further up the road. I think everybody's back. I think
Okay,
we're good.
okay. Must be us.
Either that or the driver we were following blinked out. Oh, way up the hill for Johnny Thomas there.
Yeah.
So Jesse, probably the best thing for those guys who are battling for the position, Jesse Racimos gets clear of all those guys. Clearly he's got a little bit of speed even though he is a lap down. He's in an unenviable position because he knows if this is a long green flag run, he needs to be able to get around some lap down cars to maintain. I mean, we saw what happened with Michael Hosek on that last green flag run. So he's got to race these guys pretty hard, even though he's not racing for position if he has the chance. Nevertheless, Gerald Campbell up to that 10th spot. And Seth
Ethan Stanley has cut the lead down to about 1/10 of a second. He's right on the back bumper of that 40 car.
Riding on board with Ethan Stanley here. You know, in that pack, you're starting to see a lot of guys move around. Even Seth Rawls was running the fence like he was over at Eldora instead of here at Iowa. But these two guys staying pretty low on the track still up front. You can tell Ethan's starting to play a little bit. Tried to arc it up
He's
a little
doing
bit.
more than playing. He wants that lead.
He's got alongside.
Oh!
Oh,
We jinxed him.
Oh no! Oh, that does bring out a yellow. That's actually good news for him. That stays or puts away the bleeding. Let's take a look and see battling for the lead here. It's that turn. Is there like a divot or a point in the racetrack? Because we've seen that time after time after time again.
Well, I don't know that there's necessarily a point in the track. If anything, the bigger problem typically at Iowa is the bumps on corner entry. But this setup has just been really a handful for these guys. You got to really be careful with the throttle and everything. And I think that time, especially with Ethan Stanley, kind of had mentions we're seeing the tally issue to the 92. I was kind of mentioning he was trying a few different lines to try and get the run on corner exit, get alongside Tyler Fody, which he had done, but I think maybe that might have been part of the issue there, is instead of running his normal line, he's having to take a little bit lower exit, knowing Tyler Fody's to his outside, and maybe just had a little bit more wheel in it than he had been doing to that point on corner exit, and that was just enough with how on the edge these cars are to upset it.
All right, our 7th caution of the night. We'll be right back here for the restart here on ERN. You're watching the Iowa Corn.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Never too late to be thinking about points, and Tyler Fody has that on his mind here as we're getting less than 80 laps to go. This time by green flag back out. We're racing at virtual Iowa speed.
Tyler Fody, Chad Frankenfield, 1-2 as they head down the back.
Chad doing an excellent job.
And we have a caution.
Uh-oh.
That is Braxton DeWeese against the outside wall.
Oh no! YouTube is not gonna be happy about that.
Let's see what happened here.
He gets into the side of the 24. I can't say that was Michael Hossack's fault.
I almost wonder if whether
Net
because
code.
of the no, I was gonna say might not have gotten a call from the spotter that he was 3 wide there.
I would still, though, you would know that you have a car right there.
There might have been a little bit of netcode that actually brought him together, but he was drifting pretty close to the 24.
Hmm.
Tally issue 2 to 13.
All right, guys, I'm gonna use this caution to use the restroom, so I will be right back.
Okay.
There we go. Look at from Michael Hossack's perspective. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
definitely got some, yeah, you could see it did not turn when he got to turn 3, so he definitely got some significant damage. It looks like he has left the lobby as a result of that. Fought so hard all night to try and get back on the lead lap, it just never quite made it. And then this happens and probably broke the left front. Tough night for Michael Hossack in the 24 car. Here you see Braxton DeWeese and Casey Hatch making their way down pit road. Michael Goodman, see the left side's up, putting some new tires on the 44.
Run down through the field again.
Look at Tyler Fody. Oh, there's Chad blink. That was fun. Chad was blinking on your screen while I could hear him talking on mine, so that was exciting. But he's still with us in the 2nd spot. Ethan Burrell in the 3rd spot. R.C. Enerson running in the 4th position right now. Jonathan Cutlip rounding out the top 5. Chris Wright in position number 6. Matthew Weeks in 7th. Gerald Campbell currently in the 8th position with Justin Wadsworth in 9th. Ethan Stanley rounding out the top 10. Ryan Gable in 11th. Johnny Thomas 12th. 13th belongs currently to Ryan Schold in the 4 car. Seth Rawls in position 14. Trey Holmes in 15th. 16th place goes to Jordan Owens at the moment. 17th, Kynan Jones. 18th, Justin Vandermarl in the 21. Josh Clark 19th. 20th, Brent Jones, car 51. As the field has doubled up, we'll get ready for the restart here. Coming on lap 127 out of 200. Ethan Burrell locked in for the finale at Charlotte as one of the championship 4. Tyler Cody trying to join him tonight, but certainly a lot of these other guys in the top 10, you see with the blue backgrounds and the white backgrounds, want to have a say in that, of course, in the next 70 sun laps. Field coming this time out of turn
75 to go. Pace car is off and we're racing. This so far looks like it's Tyler Cody's race to lose, but he's got to race 73 more perfect laps.
Well, we've definitely seen tonight that's easier said than done with how treacherous this car can be. I wouldn't start writing the check just yet.
You saw what happened with his teammate, who's just now bounced back into the 10th position. Ryan Gavel trying to rebound nicely in the 11th spot.
This is a real nest of activity right here. You've got Gerald Campbell in the 8th position, side by side, almost 3 wide.
Oh, Gerald's going around.
Campbell
Sorry,
around
Gerald.
in front of the field, and this will bring out our 9th caution flag. Man, we just gotta stop talking about cars. We totally jinxed him.
So let's see here. Okay, so he got loose there out of turn 4. Other than maybe a couple, he was able to get around him unscathed. Tally issued to the 31 of Gerald Campbell for that.
Takes him back
Gerald.
to 21st.
Yeah, and he kind of mentioned on the driver chat, you know, he knew he was out of shape, and so at that point he made the decision to just lock down the brakes and try and stay as consistent as possible for the guys trying to get around him, rather than save it and risk overcorrecting it, hitting the wall, collecting other cars. So have to respect Gerald recognizing the situation and minimizing the damage both for himself and everyone around him there.
Braxton Deweese gonna use this caution as a chance to make some adjustments as well.
Tyler Fode still leading the way as we work our 9th caution of the evening. Of course, RC Anderson running in that 4th spot. It's been about a month and a half since we've seen him out here in the Elite Cup Series. Saw him win at Motegi and really haven't seen him since. So.
Yeah. He came, he saw, he conquered.
Maybe had trouble with customs coming back. I don't know.
I told him about visiting those shops. see if we get the one to go this time by from old Barney the flagman. No. Okay.
No.
I didn't want to race this time by anyway. It's fine.
I was waiting for that one last car to come by.
Kinda Jones appreciates you giving him that TV time. That's why you're the best in the business.
I know you guys have probably been in enough tracks to see this, but if you're ever at a track and you're having a few cold beverages and you're watching a race like that and the whole pack goes by and everybody, and then there's somebody that's way back behind, you always got to raise your beer and go woo as they go by.
Oh.
And then you make it that thing you do, like, for at least me personally.
No, I've definitely been that guy a couple of times. I'm not going to lie. I went to the Roval a couple of years ago, and it wasn't his fault by any means, but that was the day Daniel Suarez was having power steering issues, and he was getting the waves from the crowd that day as he was literally driving his guts out, just trying to stay on track, and was getting passed by literally everyone. Field doubled up this time, so we'll get a restart here on lap 136 of 200. Tyler Fody trying to hang on to that top spot, but
Easier said than done.
green flag back out. Tyler Fody leading the way. Clear Chad Frankenfield, maintain that top spot. Ethan Burrell in third, RC Anderson in fourth. Chris Wright's got to try and pull alongside RC for that fourth spot. Pretty good run there through turn 3 on the bottom there for Chris Wright. RC hanging tough on the outside though. Way through turns 1 and 2. Can RC get the run off the corner? Not really, still neck and neck.
This is, I believe, the furthest we've seen Chris Wright, who gets loose. I'm just gonna stop talking about cars.
Chris Wright, he's down to about 7th or 8th now after that slight little ball, but he keeps it pointed the right direction. Right now he's got the teammates of Ethan Stanley and Ryan Gable making their way around. And of course the tricky part for Chris here is after he upset the tires there, you can't really force the issue until those tires get cooled back down. They'll take a couple of laps, and that just makes him a sitting duck on the bottom, as finally he'll get up to the outside behind Ryan Gable. Back up front, battle for second here. Ethan Burrell's got to try and get around Chad Frankenfield with about 60 laps to go.
Last lap, Ethan turned the fastest lap of the race time, 24:06.
He's trying to get second place from Chad Frankenfield. Ethan doing exactly what he said he wanted to do. Come out, run hard. Despite already locking up his spot.
Chad going way up high this time, trying to see if he can get a little bit of a run down the front stretch here. Play defense on Ethan Burrell. Ethan washed up a little bit there on corner entry, and that might be exactly what Chad needs to kind of fend him off here, especially if he runs that high side like he is again here in 3 and 4. But man, Ethan had a pretty good 3 and 4 there on the bottom. Hangs tough there on the inside. Not quite. Chad's not quite able to clear Ethan there. Ethan's working just a little bit higher and a little bit higher every time he wanted to. You know, Chad's been running the absolute top of 3 and 4, but he's been kind of trying to pinch Ethan down in 1 and 2. And Ethan's trying to get nibble a little bit more and work Chad back up the hill and get a little bit more space. But now he'll slide behind Chad. He's not going to give him the fight quite just yet, of course. And I mean, if that's, you know, especially in 3 and 4, Ethan definitely seems to prefer that bottom, and Chad is hanging out up top, at least in that end of the racetrack, so no reason to not try it and see if you can at least get alongside him and make him fight for it some more.
Chad has been the only one, I believe, that has not reluctantly, but just really using and abusing that high lane.
He's definitely, especially on the turn 3 and 4 side, found something he likes running the top. Like you say, even some of the other guys, you see him run maybe that second or third line, but he's been going above the white die line. You've seen Seth Rawls do it a little bit further back some, but now these front runners, really it's been just Chad trying that high line.
Yeah.
A little bit further back, Ethan Stanley trying to get around R.C. Enerson here for the 4th position. Couldn't quite clear him off turn 4 there, or at least he didn't feel he had cleared him. But he'll secure the spot there. Closing in on 50 laps to go here.
Yes, 51 next time by. So it's it's like to ask you, when is it go time?
Ooh, that's tough tonight. I don't know. The problem with go time is you don't want to go beyond the limit of the race car, and we've seen how easy it is to step across that line here tonight.
Yeah.
I think go time might be all 200 laps if you just know where that line is. I don't know as far as their own pace how much these guys are holding back right now. It might just be simply how far you can push the car. Here we look at Chad Frankenfield, Ethan Burrell. Chad hasn't been able to get away from him yet. Ethan's still keeping Chad busy in the mirror, giving him something to think about as they're both trying to run down Tyler Fody.
Oh, Ethan got loose.
Yes, he did, and he'll lose a chunk of time to that 15 car, but he'll stay solidly in that 3rd position.
Jonathan Cutlet now in 5th. If we look back here, this is Jordan Owens and Justin Wadsworth. That's battle for 12th. Came very close together off turn 2 there. Don't think they did make contact. And now Owens up the hill a little bit in turn 3. But we're still good. Hard battle here for this 12th spot.
These guys are getting after it.
Just ahead of them, Johnny Thomas trying to set up Chris Wright to move into the top 10, or back into the top 10, rather. we see Johnny Thomas alongside Chris Wright. Johnny Thomas in the 91. Chris Wright, the 42 is
Who is that?
Kynan Jones, I believe, who might have gotten loose off turn 4 and headed down.
85 car, yep. That, turn 4. I know where I'm sitting if I'm buying tickets to this race.
That's definitely been where a lot of the excitement has been, as now we see the battle for second picks up again. Ethan Burrell alongside Chad Frankenfield. And he might be able to clear him this time. Yes, Ethan Burrell up to second. Now he's about a second behind Tyler Fody. He's got to go to work if he's got to close that gap here in the final 50s.
This racetrack will be on the schedule for 2024 for the Cup Series.
It will. Interesting to see it. It been on the Cup Series schedule here in Elite. It'd been a little bit since we had seen it. Last Elite Cup race here at Iowa had been back in the 2022 A season with Tate Lytle winning that one. As now we're looking at Michael Goodman.
Michael Goodman with a spin.
Staying green though, and Chad Frankenfield now under pressure from Ethan Stanley. Meanwhile, Tyler Fody starting to negotiate some lap traffic, but right now we focus on this battle for third. I think Chad Frankenfield may have gotten a little out of shape there. Keeps it under control, but that's got to be just enough of a bobble to let Ethan Stanley pick up the spot. We have a caution.
Caution is up. 10th one of the night.
Ryan Schultz around in turn 2. I'm not sure if that was what brought out the caution. He's on the apron, but maybe he was slow on the racetrack before he made his way to the apron. Yep, that's probably what did it right here. Sideways in the racing groove. Does a good job, doesn't hit anything, doesn't collect anybody else, but that is what brought out the caution here. That'll reset the field. Tally issued to Ryan Sheldon, the 4 car.
I believe that'll be his first one.
All right, so interesting thing here. We see most of the field come down pit road, but one guy who didn't, Chris Wright. Chris Wright staying out here. We'll see if... Now, we saw this a couple of times at Dover, guys staying out just to lead a lap. I'm curious to see, was that to pick up that point for Chris Wright? He says he's pitting in here, so just picking up the bonus point.
Yeah, with Dover, the pit road was so small that and speed limit was so low that you can make your pit stop and still get back on the track before the leader or the leaders made it back around, so I don't think we'll have that issue.
Yeah, right. Chris had been able to lead the lap when everybody pitted, so he was good on that.
Like Ethan Stanley beat Fody out of the pits.
Yeah, Ethan Stanley will now take over the top spot from out of the guys.
Is that a 2-tire pit stop?
It sure looks like it was either that or no tires. It was definitely a much quicker pit stop than
Yeah.
those around him. So we'll see if that plays out for him. Oh, I can probably rewind on my end and see. I won't subject y'all to that, but I'll take a look here and see what his pit stop looked like. Right sides only for the 92 of Ethan Stanley.
Okay. Interesting, not even left sides.
Well, yeah, definitely the right sides take more of the beating here. So if you're gonna take two, those are probably the two you take.
Okay.
The one thing I am curious about, we'll see, but we've seen how hard it has been to control these cars with this setup tonight. I'm not sure if typically taking right sides only frees up a race car, and I don't know that anybody really wanted to free up this race car tonight. So we'll see how that works out for Ethan.
In my bad, I was thinking the right side when I said the left side, so that does make sense.
See Rory Collins, Michael Goodman, Kynan Jones still past the pace car here as the lights go out, make up one of their laps. Looks like we'll have 20 cars on the lead lap here for this restart.
Like 10 cars or I'm sorry, 8 cars are on the list. We have about 20 cars on the lead lap.
Flag back in the air. Ethan Stanley leading them into turn number 1. We'll shake him up front.
Get out and use that fresh air to his advantage.
Oh no!
Chad got loose.
Chad Frankenfield and Tyler Fody making contact, and Tyler Fody gets the worst of it.
Man, what a tough break for Tyler Fody.
And that's gonna hurt in more ways than one.
Yeah, he's down to 18th here, as now we see Ethan Burrell and Chad Frankenfield in that battle.
Ryan Gavel and Matthew Weeks contact there.
And of course, this is all music to Ethan Stanley's ears. He's opened up at 0.7 of a second gap while all of this has gone on behind him. Remember earlier when I was saying Ethan wants a little more room in 1 and 2? He went and took it that time. He went all the way up above the white line.
R.C. Anderson really high in turn 2. Do you think that move comes back to bite the 15?
Well, is this the part where Gerald would say stir the pot?
That's right.
Stir the pot.
I'm handing you the spoon.
Race drivers don't forget a whole lot. I'm sure Tyler Fody's going to remember that. We have a caution.
And I don't know who.
I can't help you, unfortunately, because I forgot to reset my camera to focus on crashes. I had a great view of Ethan Stanley leading everybody.
Start here and see what we see.
Sounds great. Contact there with the 14 and the 51, it looks like. If we can, Dave, if maybe go back and look at the...
That incident?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take another look at this one real quick, too.
Gerald Campbell.
Casey
crosses
just
up.
getting into the 51. Boy, Tyler Fode almost caught up in another one.
Chris Wright just missed
and
Casey
Wyatt
Hatch.
Knievel.
Okay, well, we don't have a landmark. Got the green flag to start.
A hard check into the wall there for the 51.
So here's the restart. We go into turn 1. And here on the corner exit.
Oh yeah,
Chad
the
just
15 just got loose, yeah.
Yep, and then makes contact with Fode, and Fode ultimately pays the price. Obviously doesn't hit anything, but loses a ton of ground, and we know how important, especially going into the round of 4, all these positions are.
Yeah. Look at what the 37 had to see. No racing incident for the 14 and the 51.
So now Ethan Stanley, Chad Frankenfield, Ethan Burrell, Matthew Weeks, Ryan Gable will be the top 5 for this restart. We'll be closing on that magic 25 laps to go number you like, Alex.
Yes, I'm scared. We seem to have cursed more people this race than usual.
I mean, at one point, I said don't write to check the Fode. I didn't expect it to play out quite like that, but
yeah.
Ethan Stanley, of course, had gotten such a great restart that last time with the 2 tires. We'll see. We'll see if he's able to get another good restart this time.
All right, I think I know who I'm gonna go with.
Oh, you've got your pick?
Yes. I'm gonna go with that 15 car.
Ooh.
Interesting. You're saying he breaks the streak tonight?
Yes, I believe he does. And hopefully we don't see push come to shove if he doesn't between the 40 and the 15.
All right, so who you got, Dave? Because we're at this point, I'd say we're gonna restart with basically 25 to go. You might as well make the pick, Dave.
Oh, I'll take the 11 car. Matthew Weeks.
The 11
Not
car.
bad,
All
not
right.
bad. All right, what about you, Zach?
You know what? Give me Ethan Burrell.
Okay, 2
Nobody
for
taking
2.
the leader. Nobody taking the leader. Interesting.
I don't know about that 2-tire call. I think it'll save him as far as points, but I don't know if it's a race winning call.
We seem to be in the same boat there, at least. We'll find out, though. Maybe he'll prove us wrong.
92 good. Allow that 15 his preferred groove. Green flag is out. 25 to go. Hold on.
Ethan Burrell closing back in on Chad Frankenfield for that second spot. Has been a pretty heated battle for a while now. And Ryan Gable, we've talked about his up and down night. Oh, didn't quite get the run off the corner there. He's got to fall back. Might lose a couple of spots here.
There's Johnson Cutlip to the inside.
side of Chad Frankenfield for second.
Ethan Stanley is hanging tough with those 2 tires. Maybe we were wrong.
Oh, Chris,
Chris
going around.
Wright gets around. He'll take out the another competitor. Brandon
Still
Key
wrecking. They're
goes
still wrecking.
around Gerald Campbell with damage. And our 12th caution flag of the night is out.
Tally issued to the 28th. That was not a long review at all.
He must have been watching it.
We're going to find out together what the 28 did.
Rewind.
Joshua Clark, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, he gets into the side of the 42 and he cleans them out, but 31 gets his revenge and oh, Casey Hatch. Nowhere to go, Brandon Key, and then Casey Hatch and Brandon Key have a collision in turn 1. That was a big one.
I would like Brandon Keys. See, I would like to see what Brandon Keys saw there. This will probably give me a very similar outlook. So here, yeah, there's the wreck. All right, and then there. Okay, so Josh Clark comes back down the hill, and Wyatt's just about got it missed, and there's Brandon Key.
He avoided 3 cars before Brandon Key got him.
On board with White.
There's 1.
Yeah.
There's 2.
He's like, all right, I did it.
There's
I
3,
did it.
and then
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Luck finally ran out.
Casey Hatch, I got it. I don't got it. Oh. And let's see. Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if he got some wheel damage from the impact with the outside wall. It looks like a lot of right-hand turning there going on. Now we look at Brent Jones's view. Of course, involved in that earlier incident. He's got to get checked up in time to have a pretty good view of all of it.
Oh! He got a piece of it too.
That sudden stop at the end.
He was traveling kind of fast though.
So now, you gotta be inside of 20 to go for this restart. Ethan Stanley still out front with those 2 tires. Chad Frankenfield in second. Ethan Burrell still trying to find his way around Chad Frankenfield. Matthew Weeks 4th. Ryan Gable up to 5th. Jonathan Cutlip 6th. Johnny Thomas, good run for him, in 7th. Jordan Owens 8th. Justin Wadsworth 9th. Trey Holmes currently rounding out the top 10. And you've got Justin Vandermaal. Tyler Fody has made his way back up to the 12th spot. He's got a few more laps to try and make his way forward. Brent Jones 13th. Kynan Jones 14th. Ryan Scholl 15th. R.C. Enerson back in the 16th spot. Here's Brandon Key in 17th. Seth Rawls currently in the 18th position. Chris Wright on pit road, but in 19th. Gerald Campbell on pit road in 20th. And I believe Josh Clark is currently our last car on the lead lap. He may also be on pit road. He is.
Gonna restart here with 18 laps to go, I believe. The final 10% of this race now underway.
And lights are out. Outside this time for Ethan Stanley. That could be interesting. We've
Yeah.
seen how much Chad has wanted to run the top in this race. Now he's going to have to restart on the bottom. Of course, the other thing that does is with Ethan Burrell right behind Chad Frankenfield here.
Pace car on pit road. They're gonna be in the Geico restart zone. Here we are. We're racing at home.
Again, good start there for Ethan Stanley.
And that two-tire call could be one that's worth a championship for berth.
It's paid off so far. I was definitely skeptical with it, but right now he's able to stay out front, take advantage of that clean air. Look at Justin Wadsworth in the 6 car, side by side with Trey Holmes in the 88, battle for 9th and 10th. Of course, Tyler Foe. Oh, Ryan Gable's out of
on the
shape.
wall.
Oh, Ryan Gable around in turn 4. Caution.
Everything he had done to get back up towards the front of the field. And now there he is turned around. Tally issued straight away to him.
And is that his second tally? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. You're right. He had a spin that didn't bring out a caution flag. So it's his second incident, but not tally. All right, 15 to go. Probably gonna restart 12 to go.
I was told there would be no math. There we see Michael Goodman getting the free pass. I tried to make him German there, Gutmann or something.
Goodman. Go half German and half Jamaican and go do Goodman.
So
Hang in there, Alex.
Oh, sorry. I definitely was yawning. It's been a long day.
we'll see this time. Will Ethan Stanley take the inside or the outside on the... Well, we might not find out this time but we'll see what he takes on the restart.
Yes.
So with that free pass, I believe Michael Goodman is now 2 laps down. Still the first car not on the lead lap. And with at least a 1 lap cushion on Wyatt Knadel there. So he wouldn't mind a couple more cautions. He might mess around and get back on the lead lap here if he can get those cautions.
All right, we should get the 1 to go signal hopefully this time by
Negative
Oh,
Ghost
maybe
Rider.
not.
Pattern is full.
What do I know?
So, of course, the question on a lot of people's minds right now, especially you look at this top 5, all playoff drivers. What are you willing to do to punch your ticket to the Final 4?
Oh, yeah. That's why I went with the 15. If you're gonna take out a competitor, you better go all out.
Boy, that would definitely get the people talking if the commissioner moves somebody for the win.
I remember one real life race at Daytona with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He caused 2 big wrecks early in that race. Do you remember that?
Do I remember the race
Yeah.
at Daytona that Ricky Stenhouse won? No.
No, he didn't win.
Oh, he did. He just wrecked people. Okay.
He just caused 2 big wrecks right at the front of the field.
Man, everybody causes a wreck at Daytona at some point. And no, I don't remember this.
Well, I just remember everybody was mad at Ricky. I was rooting for him after that second wreck. I was like, come on, man, you've already taken out my guy. Go for it. Don't do it in vain. Go big or go home.
Well, it's definitely go big or go home time with 11 laps to go. Green flag back in the air.
Chad Frankenfield gets a good run this time.
Yeah, still side by side. Stanley gives him some room here.
Trying to break a winless streak that dates back 105 races.
Oh, Stanley up the hill.
Up the hill.
And he's in the wall.
Hold on to it.
Oh, how did he not collect Ethan Burrell there? We do have a caution.
Oh, Goodman? Michael Goodman.
Oh, no. So now, no matter what caused it, if he's involved in it, he's not going to get the pass here, I'm pretty sure. Brandon Keyes sideways in front there.
Oh, yeah.
And then Goodman's gonna try to get low to miss him.
Try to avoid him. And
So does that cause, is Brandon Key the cause and Goodman still in it? Or what's that calling?
Well,
that?
the problem is iRacing automates who gets to, somebody just drove into pit wall. But regardless, because Michael Goodman would have received an X right there, he's not going to get the free pass. That's not a elite call. That's an iRacing call.
Ooh.
Oh,
who was that?
well, that didn't help either.
I think, is that Brett Jones?
That's Brent Jones, who I believe was the car I saw drive into the pit wall.
Oh,
And then, okay.
and
so
the
what,
25 at Seth
What?
Rawls
What?
have an issue.
what in, what?
Don't know
Okay.
why. Oh, okay.
Okay, so
was
this
a
is-
separate issue.
This is a separate, yes. So there's Seth Rawls is digging on the bottom. Brent Jones middle 3 gets loose. They hit the wall. That doesn't bring out the caution.
Yeah.
So then Brent's gonna be getting back up to speed right as this other deal happens. And then Goodman's gonna be backing down the hill thinking the track's clear. It is not. There's Brent Jones.
That is a bad lap for the 51.
So that, I believe if I heard that correctly on the radio, yep, second tally, car 27.
So he will likely be done
Park
for the
it.
night. Yep.
Sounds like he
Night.
might appeal.
All right. It'll be 5 to go. Can the 15 at Chad Frankenfield survive?
Incident off turn 2. So that would have been the Brent Jones, R.C. Enerson, Seth Rollsdale ruled net code.
Race control Nick Massey earning his keep tonight.
Yeah, 14 cautions he's had to rule on, not to mention several other incidents that didn't bring out cautions.
Did you what was the over under tonight?
Oh, it was 8. We sailed past that baby.
We smoked it. It is high, it is deep, it is
We're
gone.
making up for the lack of cautions last week. All right, we're still under cautions, so it'll be 4 laps to go. Just better for Chad Frankenfield to try and get rid of that streak.
So will Chad, as much as Chad's like the top, I have to imagine he'll take the top on the restart, unless he just specifically wants to take away the bottom from Ethan Burrell. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully we'll find out this time by.
Looks like
I would. He wants the top.
37 is trying to figure out what's happening here.
Yeah,
and
Chad definitely taking the top. Lights are out.
Well, we've seen if the 15 can get a good restart, it's been hard for that second place driver to gauge when to go, and if the leader gets a good restart here, he'll be hard to pass.
We've seen this 15 and 37 side by side a lot tonight. Might get another dose of it here to close out the Iowa Corn 200.
It has definitely been one to remember, which will hopefully set some driver to their championship 4 green. Green flag is out and Chad gets a good run in turn 1.
Chad clear of Ethan Burrell, but Ethan Burrell right there on the bumper. Chad taking the defensive line here. That's going to give Ethan the top. A little bit of the inverse of what we've seen most of the night.
Chad's around.
Oh,
Oh, he
no!
saves it.
No,
Then he gets contact with Ethan.
And
We're still green.
no
Does
caution.
that trigger a yellow? No. Ethan Burrell trying to go back to back here.
My pick's
2
in second.
laps to go. Matthew
Walk-
Weeks.
Can
They're
Matthew Weeks get
shuffling
up here?
behind him. Man, oh man, 2 in a row for that 37 car. He's trying to get there. Remember, Ethan Stanley still on those 2 tires, white flag in the wind. 1 lap to go here at Iowa.
Any team orders here? Weeks could go by him and get locked in.
I don't think they'll do anything like that.
We'll see. Ethan Burrell, he won last week. He'll get to do a victory dance again. Ethan Burrell, back-to-back wins here at Iowa. Or back-to-back wins 2 weeks in a row. Woo! You know,
What a finish.
the 11 car, as much as he would have liked to have locked himself in, the one thing I can honestly say about Pro Edge Racing is that they're always happy no matter who is in victory lane in that team. They're gonna be happy, so.
Lots of people happy with that win, judging by the donuts and bumper taps, as Ethan Burrell will burn it down.
Married life is treating this man really nice.
Man. What?
Playoffs?
Pro Edge
Finish there.
Playoffs?
Racing
You
keeps
kidding
it
me?
in the family
Playoffs?
too, because the last time we raced here, you said Tate Lytle won.
Yeah, way back in the 2022 A season.
So, how about I believe it was Ethan Burrell, Matthew Weeks, and Ethan Stanley, that 2-tire call.
Yep, he managed to get the podium finish out of it. We'll get the results up here on the screen shortly. There they are.
Yep.
Ethan Burrell, Matthew Weeks, Ethan Stanley, your podium. Jonathan Cutlip fourth. How about Johnny Thomas in the top 5? Justin Vandermarl, Trey Holmes, Ryan Gable back up to 8th after.
Yeah, after everything he went through. R.C. Anderson and Ryan Schultz completing the top 10. Chad Frankenfield, you gotta feel for him, man, and that streak continues. He followed, or he fell back to the 17th position at Tyler Fode back in the 18th. They're gonna need all they can get in 2 weeks' time.
What's up?
All right, let's start our post-race interview here. Ethan Stanley, you got your ears on?
Yes, I do.
Man, I must admit, I was a little taken aback by that 2-tire strategy call, but you made it work. Walk us through your night in getting a podium finish here.
Yeah, it would have worked if Chad didn't just kind of accelerate a little bit in the restart zone. That one restart. But yeah, I had a pretty good run all race. Had a lot of pace. Couldn't really save tires too well, but it didn't really matter with how many cautions we got. I knew just taking 2 tires would have put me out front and put me where I needed to be at the end of the race, and that's where I was.
Were you surprised at the number of cautions we had tonight?
Oh no, I was not surprised. It was very bumpy, very loose, and the rear tires like to burn off real quick. So it was a tough one out there tonight, but I enjoyed it.
All right, Zach, you got anything you want to ask?
Yeah, we talked about the 2 tires a little bit, but I know one thing that kind of surprised me with that, you mentioned how hard this car was to drive and how loose it was. Did you have any concern that the 2 tires might exaggerate that issue?
Well, thanks to my teammate Ryan Gavel, he kind of tested out earlier in the race and seemed to work pretty well for him. So I took the risk knowing that I might spin, but I just needed to be up there.
All right, well, want to give you the time to shout out anyone and anything you'd like as a podium finisher in today's Iowa Corn 200.
Oh yeah, just shout out to Blue Egg Marketing and IRAPS for being on the cars this season. Shout out to all the guys at Lake Norman, especially Gavel. He gave me that strategy call just to run later in the race. And just big shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast and everybody that makes the league run, especially Chad. So, feel sorry for the guy. He self-spun from the lead. That sucks.
All right, Ethan Stanley has his work cut out for him next week at Homestead will not next week because we're off, but hopefully we'll be talking to you as part of that championship 4.
Yeah, hopefully I'll see you then.
All right, congratulations, man. All right, let's talk to our runner-up, Matthew Weeks.
Yo.
Yo, man, this is becoming a habit, it seems like.
Hey, man, you know when playoffs show up, you know I crank it up to another level, man.
Crank it up is right. Walk us through your night and getting that runner-up finish.
It was long. I know the first long run I struggled. I drove too hard early, and I seen John was cooking, man. And then we had that second long run, and I kind of figured it out. So I just started getting in rhythm and trying to figure out where I can make passes. And once I started moving up and people eliminating themselves, I felt pretty good. And I thought I had a shot at Ethan there, but I'll take a strong P2 for a good points night.
Were you thinking about putting the bumper to him since he was safely in?
Not at this track. It was so unstable on entry. Like if I would have done that, he probably would have wrecked, and I didn't want to be that guy to wreck one of my best friends and my team owner, man. You know, so I'll take him winning because that keeps anyone else from getting in right now. So
Yeah.
and he told me the whole time, you know, I'm not going to give it to you, and I'm like, dude, we don't do that at Pro Edge, man. You should know better. Race me hard. So I tried, and he was fast all night. I think he was the car to beat.
Yeah. All right. Well, want to give you the chance to shout out anyone and anything you'd like.
That same week, every week, man. You guys up in the booth, man. Y'all bring it to everyone that enjoys watching the race, and y'all do a good job. And Chad, who runs this league, 213 Simware, man. I'm gonna have a championship shirt on there soon. Everyone at JV, you know, JV Designs with my paint schemes. You know, John with JD Designs with his schemes. All the Pro Edge guys, Austin, Betty, all the 21 Savage guys, Fueled Up guys, and shout out to Ethan Stanley. Me and him raced hard side by side, and he didn't touch me, and I respect that dude. And everyone else, man, I had a fun night tonight.
All righty. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you in 2 weeks' time.
Oh yeah,
and you
dude,
have that same smile on your face, man.
Oh yeah, we're going to Homestead, and I have so much fun there. I'm trying to go get a dub.
I do not disregard. I wouldn't bet against you.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, Matthew Weeks, runner up. And now let's see if my man E-Dog back on the top of the world. Ethan, do you have a copy?
I got you, Alex, man. Back to back. What's going on?
Man, back to back, man. That's what we want to ask you there. Did you said last week that you were gonna crank it up and not lay over, but did you expect to win this week as well?
Well, I tell you, after happy hour practice and qualifying, I did. After about lap 40, I didn't. I knew I had great speed today. I found something that helped because the car was wicked loose, but I found something that helped me on the corner entries. But yeah, man, we took off the start of the race. I felt great. Was just saving my tires, not getting too far out there, and then it got a little chaotic, and I lost the lead on pit road, and I was kind of buried there. But man, I just kept fighting and putting the pressure on those guys, and eventually it paid off.
What did you think when Chad got loose in front of you there?
I felt kind of bad for him, man. Honestly, I know what he's fighting for and the deficit he's in, and I was 1,000% giving him the hardest time I could. I felt like if I could have got by him, I could have passed Stanley pretty quick, since he was on 2 tires. But no, I was just sitting there thinking, how in the world am I going to set up a pass on Chad and 1 1/4 laps before the next yellow, and all of a sudden he's sliding, and oh man, it was crazy, man.
All right, well, wanna give you the time to shout out anyone and anything tonight as a back-to-back winner here, the Iowa Corn 200.
Yeah, shout out to you guys first of all, man. You guys do an awesome job, and my man Alex up here always hyping me up when I get a win. It's awesome, man. All the guys at Pro Edge, Matthew ran a great race. RC was back this week, so we didn't have Tate Lytle, or Tooker, but we held our own. And but yeah, shout out to Weeks, man. He had a great run. He came away second. I think that was the highest he was running all race. Was coming to the finish. That's how you do it. And shout out to Betty and my mom for watching, and my wife Rachel cheering me on too. And yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, married life seems to be treating you very well virtually.
yeah, that's true, man. It's been awesome. Oh, and shout out to Austin too.
All right, man. Well, best of luck, and we hope to be talking to you at the same place at Homestead in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, let's do this again at Homestead and Charlotte too. That'd be perfect. All right, thanks, guys.
All right. All right, guys. That ends our broadcast, and we take a 2-week break so that you at home can enjoy your Thanksgiving Day feast festivities. But from all of us at ERN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Congratulations to Ethan Barrel, winner of the Iowa Corn 200, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks on November 29th. So long and have a great night.